Dear Diary, making the decision to immigrate to Calgary felt like I was placing an Amazon order for freedom, endless possibilities, social security, and a beautiful world of seamlessly integrated multiculturalism. Only instead of autofilling my credit card information, clicking buy now, and receiving my package the next day, I spent months filling out paperwork and acquiring various documentations. And I spent years waiting for my visa. And when my metaphorical package finally did arrive, it wasn't exactly what I ordered.
We're Onya and Tomi, and on Diary of a Niger Immigrant, we're talking about what happens after you buy that one-way ticket. We'll chat with guests and hear their immigration stories. We'll commiserate, celebrate wins, and gossip about recent microaggressions. Buckle up, y'all.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Welcome to the diary.
Yay!
So we've got good news and we've got bad news.
That's true. It's a good news, bad news situation.
Yeah.
Or depending on how you feel about the show, it's a good news situation.
Oh no, I don't think so. Even for me, it's a good news, bad news. But
Okay.
anyway,
Let's hit him with the good news. What's the good news? Tell us.
the good news is that the podcast, The Diary of a Niger Immigrant, just won an award.
An award? What kind of award?
It's the Crabble Award for Community Radio Awards in Broadcast and Online.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And what's the award for?
And the award is for it's CJSW Breaking Barriers, Diary of a Niger Immigrant. And we won.
Yay!
And it's like so surreal because it's barely 1 year since the launch of this podcast.
Yeah, it is literally essentially exactly a year. By the time this episode comes out, it'll be just over a year. And yeah, within a year, we won a national award. So that's really
That is
exciting.
so wild. Like I can't even believe it. Like I feel like it's so surreal. I don't know how to react. Like when I got the email, I was just like, no, this is not true. So like I closed my phone and I was like, yeah, I'll come back
Like,
to
this
this
is
later.
a prank.
Yeah, I was like, this must be a prank. Because when Camille was like, we'd like to nominate the podcast, and I was like, okay.
You're like, this is cruel.
Yeah.
You're doing
I'm
this
like,
to mock
are you
me.
sure you really want to do that? And he was like, yeah. He was so confident that we're gonna win. And
That's amazing.
Yeah, it
it's
was-
amazing.
but like even after the nomination, I didn't tell anybody
Yeah.
that we were nominated or like anything was gonna happen. And then all of a sudden,
it happened.
it happened.
So
I'm just like,
exciting. I feel
wow.
like this is what happens when you make the content that you wish existed in the world. Like when you don't make stuff because you feel like it's going to do well or it's going to perform, but you make stuff just
Exactly.
because it's the kind of stuff that like you want to listen to or it's the kind of
Right.
content that you want to consume.
Mhm.
And then it's so exciting to you just find out like, wait, this actually resonates with other people.
Other
Like other people want to
people.
listen to this too.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Congratulations to you and to me and to
Congratulations to us. Congratulations to all of us, to CGSW Radio,
Yes.
to the Diary of a Niger Immigrant, to you, Tommy, for being an amazing host.
Yay,
And for
us.
fueling this vision, because I don't know if we would be here if not for like, yes, it's one thing to have an idea, but it's then another thing to put it into work and like trying to see
Yes.
it work, and like maybe someone else listen to your vision or your idea and they're like, yeah, there's something there. Because so many people get the no's, but like you were like, oh yeah, I think there's something there and we should start.
Loved it. I
Like,
loved
yeah.
the idea. Once I heard it, I was like, there's a show here.
Yeah.
But wait, I'm curious to know now that it's been a year
Mm-hmm.
and we've got this award, it's feeling good. We're kind of like closing in on the first season.
Mm-hmm.
Looking back to, when we had our conversation, when we met probably, I think it was like in January, something like that, like a year and a half ago. What's something that you like wish you knew before kicking off specifically this like podcast journey?
Oh my world! You're starting with the hard
I
questions.
am. Well,
like,
just when you said
you're
that, I
going
was
hard.
when you were saying like, oh, I wonder, like, yeah, would we be here? I was like, oh yeah, I wonder if there's anything that you're like, I wish I'd done this differently, or like, I wish I
Right.
knew this, or I would. It's not
Yeah.
like it's been some crazy, wild, tumultuous journey, but you know, it has been like a year.
Yeah. I just wish I knew how much work it would
So
take.
fair. Oh my god.
I knew it would be like a lot of work, but I didn't really think about it. I just thought it was going to be organic, and
Yeah.
like I didn't think I would feel overwhelmed
Yeah.
because it's just talk. It's essentially felt like, okay, we're just gonna come to the
That's the easy
studio
part.
and then just talk. But like there's more that goes into it than
Yeah.
just talk. You have to promote it. You have to actually do the work.
The editing. Oh my god.
Think the editing, that's like the monstrous part of it.
I want to give a shout out before we move on. I want to give a shout out to Julio because Julio was working with us during the summer and like
Yeah.
did a lot of the like first draft edits. And I feel like, and then from there you took on a lot of them and then you like did a lot of them yourself. And I'm just like, the process of editing a podcast
Yeah.
is, I hate it. I
It's
hate
not
it
for the
so
faint-hearted.
much. No, it's so tedious.
But like if you are planning to start a podcast, don't let this deter you.
No, do it.
You've
yeah.
got this.
Just get an editor.
And on that note, maybe we should actually look for more summer students to join and like
Yes.
maybe help. Like if podcast is your thing and you're just looking for a way to start and like you're not sure how to go about this, like this could be a way to try it out
Yes.
and see.
Reach
if-
out to Diary of a Naija Immigrant.
Yeah, reach out. Send a DM.
We'll teach you everything you need to know about
we'll
podcasting.
show you.
We are award-winning podcasters.
Oh my
after,
wow.
after all.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I like
you're
the sound
gonna
of that.
want to learn from the best.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exciting. And like we've recorded so many episodes about Black History Month, about being like understanding Chimney's episodes about understanding, like giving word or language to your experiences as a
Yeah.
child. And then we also had the Mother's Day one that dropped last month.
Yeah.
And
so many good conversations.
yeah, and now it's Tommy and I back again. And
Just the two of us.
just checking in with you. But at the same time, Tommy has some really big news,
Massive.
massive news that will blow your mind. And like it's been very hard for me to swallow. Like it's been a hard pill because I'm just like I don't know where to go from here. But like yeah, I'm sure you guys are rooting for the diary. So hopefully
Everyone's
hopefully
rooting for
we're
the
making
diary.
you guys proud. But like one thing I want you guys to always remember, like people to remember, is it's not about us. It's mostly about the stories and people's experiences and just throwing light into what really happens for and like to immigrants when they come here.
Yeah.
They're good stuff and there are also some very hard stuff. But like they're all real stories, real people, and this is not just about us. It's about the people, the guests, the stories, and like the experiences.
Yes.
But it also hurts.
it also is about us.
It also is about us because like there was one comment at the beginning of the season because yeah, where someone mentioned I was like, oh, Tommy is like a very good balance because I know I can ramble. Like sometimes I just
We'll
go on and on and on, but Tommy's like, okay, yeah. So this is what she was trying to say, just in case you didn't understand it.
You do not need a translator. You're fine.
And like, no, you just give language to everything. And like, I don't know how it's gonna be. Hopefully, we don't lose some listeners.
Oh no.
yeah.
It's gonna be great. So let's pull back the curtain a little bit. So yeah, we met back in January. I was working with Afros in the City. You had your business and this great idea, and we thought, okay, let's bring these two companies together and kind of collaborate together on this podcast, which was great and a smashing success. And then essentially as of when was this? As of last September, I decided to step down from my position at Afros in the City. So I was no longer with Afros in the City, and was essentially because of that, because we were doing this as a collaboration between Afros in the City and through Onya's Lens, I wasn't going to be part of the podcast anymore. And then you did something really exciting, which was decide to kind of take the podcast solo, which I think is incredible and so the right call. And we also talked about me maybe staying on like as just like an independent host, co-host with you, not associated with Afros in the City. And so I did think about it because I was like, oh, that is tempting. And I love like the chatting part. Like you said, that is the best part. But I was like, okay, I feel like I need to just kind of like take a step away. And part of me stepping away from Afros in the City was really just figuring out what are like the things and the spaces that I want to invest my energy in as like creatively, and finding that really for myself. And so much of like my creative efforts have been really like wrapped up in whether like Afros in the City or these sort of more like group projects and associations. So I was like, I feel like I really need to like take a step back and kind of assess, you know, where I need to land creatively. And then at the time was also like having a big like career shift too. So there's just a lot going on. And I was like, yeah, I feel like I just need to step back, and this is just like bird like flying, taking flight and like spreading her wings. Obviously the podcast is in such good hands because it was your baby in the first place. So yeah, I'm not worried. Like I'm not worried about the future of it. I think it's going to be amazing. I think you'll have so many like great and interesting guests. And of course I'll like pop back in and like crash the party like whenever I can, whenever I'm invited.
Yep. You're always invited.
But,
come back.
But yes, no, I will be back. And I think we were chatting a little bit like behind the scenes about like the future of the show and what things are going to look like and the new format and however things are going to play out. And I don't know. I think it's going to be really great and really interesting. But what's not going to change is like the conversations from the perspective of sort of like belonging and being uprooted and finding place. Like that's going to continue happening. And I think ultimately like that's what was so great and inspiring about this show. So I'm excited about all of that continuing.
Yeah, I'm excited too. I don't know how things are going to be in the future, but I
Gonna be
know that it's going to be very exciting. It's going to continue to be interesting and valuable conversations.
Yes.
The only thing is that you're going to be sorely missed.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
gonna miss this place. I know being in here, I was like, oh, do I want to leave? The thing though that I think is so good about this show at this time is like there's first of all, there are so many interesting people in this city, and I'm constantly learning that, but there's so many immigrants. There are so many like new and like young immigrant. Like there are just so many interesting people, and I think that there are like so many untapped conversations. So
Right.
like I'm excited.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to invite more guests and just see where the conversation goes. There are so many stories that we still haven't heard about. You guys have heard some success stories. You've heard some very hard stories, taking different angles like mental health or motherhood or marriage or just being young and trying to figure it out after being uprooted from where you're used to. And all these stories are important stories, but there are more that feels like these are untapped and like experiences. And that's what I'm really excited for, because this is a diary. Like this is like what actually gave birth to this podcast is my experience. And then I started to look for, and I was like, is this a new thing? Like, is it just me? And then I found that so many other people also go through this. And like, you might not know, but like, because it's not out there, these conversations are not out there. And I was like, what would happen if we decided to put this out, like, so people are aware of what it takes? We're not saying don't come, but like, you have to be aware of what it takes and like fully aware. And sometimes it's just like, yeah, we know, but when we get there, we'll cross the bridge. It's usually not like that. And so that's why we started a whole conversation. So I'm excited to talk more about other experiences that we haven't even heard about, that are totally different from what I've gone through or what you've gone through,
Mm-hmm.
but like with other people. And we're hoping to make it like more conversational.
Yeah, tell us about season 2 a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
what's the feel? What's the vibe? What's
Yeah.
gonna be like the new direction?
Yeah. So like with Tommy leaving, I felt like we needed to cap the season
Mm-hmm.
and like end the season now and start a new season in the fall. And then we also would love to take this to video as well
Nice.
and like be able to post things on YouTube because I feel like so many people prefer to watch
Yes.
than listen.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, if you're one of those people who, or you know someone who likes to watch rather than listen, we're gonna be posting on YouTube right now, like in the second season, obviously. And then we're also thinking about changing some other stuffs with the intro and things like that.
Freshening
Like,
it up.
yeah,
I feel like right now too is a really good time for feedback as well because you're moving into this new season. Some things are going to change. Obviously, the heart of things are going to stay the same. But if anyone's listening and there's anything that you would want to see or hear or any conversations that you would be interested in, write in.
Yeah.
DM Diary of a Niger
Yeah.
Immigrant. This is a great time for feedback.
Yeah, this is an awesome time for feedback. And we've always asked for feedbacks. Like even after every episode, I think I always leave the question there. Like, what would you like? What kind of topics would you like to? What did you think about the episode? Is there anything like how annoying am I? Should I shut up a little bit more, or should I just keep talking?
Yeah.
Or like, what do you?
Let them know. Let us know.
Just let us know. Like, we love honest feedback. Like, you don't have to sugarcoat anything. I'm very tough.
Like I can take it.
Yeah, I can take
I can
it.
handle it.
Yeah, so dish it.
That is so funny.
I will be happy to listen. So, Tommy, tell us what next is for you. You mentioned career shift when you were saying. What about your career shift? Because all we see on social media is you taking the world and traveling to one place or the other and exploring. Yeah,
I know. I'm so tired. It's been busy. It's been busy, but it's fun. It's fun. It's good stuff. I shouldn't say career shift. It's not really a career shift, but I moved from the sort of like nonprofit world into the heart of politics and political communications.
Wow.
So I am at the Legislative Assembly of Alberta right now, and that's been hectic. It has been.
Wow.
It's just like it's
Our
never
girl
a dull
has
moment.
gone global.
It's global. World domineering over here. But yeah, it's never a dull moment. Politics is crazy, and not to be taken seriously. But I am having a great time. So doing that, still doing a lot of things on the side, but also just like really in a position right now where I want to focus more on like what do I want my artistic expression to look like. So that's where I'm really trying to focus a lot of my energy on like what do I want that to look like. It's like a solo creator, so to speak. I do have some like exciting things in the works in the art space in the city, so I'm excited for that to like take form. But yeah, other than that, just like running around. Oh my God, we can cut this. But I am running a marathon next week, my first marathon.
What?
And I am terrified. Like,
you're
terrified.
gonna do so good.
Thank you so much. But I kid you not, like, it's a part-time job. Like, training for a marathon is a part-time job. It is so much work.
Oh my word.
I am so excited for it to be over. But I have just felt like the last 6 months, like I am just like the tank is like the gas light has been on, the like empty light has been on for like 6 months.
Wow.
And so I'm very excited to like fill that baby up.
Get that done.
Yeah.
What made you want to run the marathon?
I actually around this time last year, I did the like 10K for the Calgary marathon, and I was like, that was fun. And I just like really enjoyed the process of training. So I was like, I should train for a half marathon. And so then I did 2 last year and like really liked them. And when I had turned 20 a decade ago, I was like, I made a list of 10 things I wanted to do before I turned 30. And like some of the things were dumb and some of the things I completely forgot about it. But there was a couple of things on that list that I was like, oh, I wonder if I should like revisit this. And one of the things was run a marathon. And so then after I did that, I was like, wait, should I get this done? And I'm turning 30 this summer. So I was like, it's now or never.
Yeah.
I need to do it. I need to do it before I'm 30. And I need to get it over with so that I can party all summer. So yeah, that's.
Oh,
what
good
I'm on.
girl. That's
Thank you.
awesome.
I'm
yeah.
very excited.
Talk
but
about
yeah.
setting goals
I'm
and
so
smashing
scared.
them.
Thank
That
you.
is
But
so
yes,
good.
I'm
Yeah.
like 30. I'm excited. I can't wait for 30. I feel like it's just gonna be the best decade.
Mhm.
And I can't wait. So we're going in with a bang.
Yeah.
Award.
30s are so fun.
Is it your favorite decade so far?
I think so. It's just like you don't care.
That's what I hear everyone
Yeah.
say, and that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah.
Is that they're just like, you just by that point you just stop caring.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that just sounds like the best thing ever. That's
In
all
my
I want.
20s, I felt like I didn't really understand life, and I was just like dabbling here and there and wondering where to go to. Like I felt lost,
Yeah.
like if I may say. But like in my 30s, I felt like I started to really understand and come into being
Yes.
who I am and feeling comfortable in my own skin.
Yeah.
I'm feeling like, okay, I can do this. I can achieve whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still very scared of aging. And I'm scared
Really?
of looking at the mirror and like, oh my world, like there's another wrinkle there. kind of thing.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm
You're black,
excited.
you're
Like
fine.
right now, I'm looking forward to 40.
Yeah. I genuinely don't like I feel like 30 and 50 are just seem like the greatest
Yeah.
decades ever.
Yeah.
And I feel like 60 is like sneaky, like very cool.
I know.
Like I kind
yeah.
of can't wait. There's something very like hot about that.
I
can't
know.
wait.
It's just like, it's almost like you're halfway to do your life. Like you get to do your life all over again, but this
Literally.
time around you get to do it better.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
you just don't care about anything.
Exactly.
You know, like you just know what's important. And
Mhm.
anything that's not important, you just like don't care about.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I'm like, that sounds
Yeah.
awesome.
And there's no pressure to be perfect,
yes.
because I feel like that's the pressure we put on ourselves, to be perfect or to do this and do that. But like
yeah.
at that point, you're just like, okay, what next? But
Yes.
it doesn't have to be perfect. I can do this.
Mhm.
I can get up, clean myself up, and move on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay, I have a super random question for you. If you had to immigrate again to another place, where would you go and why?
Oh my word. Wow. I don't think.
Like you can't go back home.
I don't think. No, I don't think I would even want to go back home right now.
Okay, so
Never,
yeah, wouldn't
ever.
even want to be.
Yeah,
really?
even like my dad was
You
asking, and I was
never
like,
ever would
if
want
I
to go back?
ever, if I died, God forbid, like if I were to drop dead tomorrow, please bury me here.
Really?
And my dad was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like,
you
"Yeah."
don't you don't like miss it at all. Like you're just like, I want to go back
do.
for a
I
vacation.
want to go
I
visit
don't want to
and come back, but I don't think I can live in Nigeria.
You don't miss
anymore.
living there at all.
I do not, especially with how things are. Like everybody's complaining, the economy, about everything. Like things, the economy is also like inflation is real here.
Yeah,
but like
the different.
yeah, but at the same time, I don't think I could cope there.
Okay.
And again, I want to be buried here so my kids can come say hi to
Sure.
me from time to time.
Like,
Yeah.
don't forget about me.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not going back home anyway.
No.
But yeah, if you had to immigrate one
I
other place.
actually wish I went to the UK for my master's before
yeah.
coming here.
Fair.
I wish I had that experience. Like I like it when I see people who had that detour.
yeah. I
Like,
feel like that's
went
the
to the UK.
classic. That's
Exactly.
the classic pipeline.
Yeah, I wish,
Yeah.
and I always had it in mind to have my master's done in the UK.
Okay.
But then I met my husband, and he was like, we're supposed to get married. And I'm like, really? We're supposed to? Because we're just dating. And he was like, do you think you might have time later to get your, like, if you keep pushing it, it might get, like, you might put it in the back burner. So why not get
For
it
the
done
masters.
now? And then later you can have another master's. Like, that was
Gotcha.
what you want. He was like, because he knew I really wanted to get my master's.
Right.
And so, like, I had to go to a private university in Nigeria. But I really
Oh.
wish I was I think the problem is I was too scared to quit my job in Nigeria.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, even before coming here, instead of quitting my job, I went on study leave.
Okay.
And then I quit after I was like, because I wasn't, it's just that the fear of the unknown.
Yeah, that's scary.
Like you don't know if this land is going to be favorable to you.
Yeah.
You don't know if you'll have to come back home. And you don't know what might happen.
Yeah.
But I wish I was that confident. I was like,
Oh, it's insane. I
Yeah.
think about that actually a lot because right now I have like my best friend, her partner lives in Toronto, and she's talked a lot about like potentially like moving or, you know, maybe like him coming to Calgary, like whatever. It's all options are on the table. And it's so much of it centers around like jobs, like whoever finds a job first, but like whatever kind of thing. And I was like thinking about it, and to me, I'm like, yeah, duh. Like, obviously, you're gonna find a job that you really, really like, and then you'll either stay or you'll go somewhere else or you'll do whatever. And I was like, I can't believe how many people have picked up and left their home and moved to, like, we're talking the same country, just like, you know, to a different province, moved to an entirely different country
yeah.
without a job or without a home or without, like, literally, here I'm thinking of a person who's single and who, like, worst case, she could just pack up and, like, fly back home. It's no big deal. And I'm like, don't you dare move without a job, a place to live, like have everything lined up. So like the amount of people that like pack up their kids and their entire family with no job and no home, nothing. And they're just like, and they're like, I just have to trust.
And you're starting life
so
from the beginning.
Brave. I can't believe people do that. That's insane.
Yeah.
Like
it's just like you're pausing the life that you thought you had, and then you're moving somewhere else and start all over again.
And hoping for the best.
Like
you don't even know.
Yeah.
There's no guarantees.
And that's
crazy.
the reason. I think that's what fuels the motivation. You're like, I know that I have let go of so much.
Yeah.
So I cannot not succeed.
Exactly.
Right? Like I have to make this work. It has to work one way or the other.
Yeah.
So that's what fuels that motivation to keep going.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And that's why like sometimes I'm exhausted. And I'm like, what would happen if I quit my job today?
Yeah,
like, I'm just tired. Like
Yeah.
I'm just tired. But then you look at everything and you remember everything you've had to give up.
Yeah.
And then you're like, nope.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
no going back. Like we have
There's
to keep
no
going.
slowing down.
Why would I want to go out in -40 just because I'm hustling? Like what kind of life is it living in deep freeze?
Exactly.
Yeah, there's
my
no
gosh.
two ways about it. Like this is where I have come
Mm-hmm.
to, like I've started to call home.
Yeah.
And this is what feels like home right now to me.
Yeah.
And for me, especially because I don't have siblings,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't feel like there would be any, like going back would be like starting afresh, like starting all over. And I don't see that happening. So I feel like I've come to understand and love and cope with whatever it is. It's not easy, but I've come to cope and love and accept this life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For better or worse, it's becoming home. I love that.
Yeah.
You can listen to the rest of this conversation by searching The Diary of a Niger Immigrant on cgsw.com or wherever you get your podcasts. The Diary of a Niger Immigrant is proudly presented to you through Onyi's Lens. You can keep up with us on Instagram by following The Diary of a Niger Immigrant and through Onyi's Lens. Don't forget to rate, share, like, and drop a comment on topics you'd like us to discuss. And I'll see you on the next one.